I used to be indecisive. Now, what I'm talking about is just a kind of attitude in life. Now, that's like where I am fixed, I am positioned, I am ready or not for what's ahead. But I want to share some of where God led me to this point to be able to take the reins of my life and get it back under control where it needs to be. And you see, what He brought me back to when He started really focusing my attention on exactly the pain point that I was bringing myself into this, it was when I noticed, I said, I can't do this. But you see, that might not even touch a lot of your lives. That might not even be too outstanding for a lot of you. But what I mean to say is when somebody invites you over to a party and you have other commitments, what do you say? Oh, I'd love to, but I can't. No. You see, I started having God convicting me in my heart when I was catching myself saying I can't over and over again in so many different ways. So what this looks like is, do you want to come get lunch with me? Oh, I can't. I've got to finish this project. Do you want to come over to this party on Friday? No, I can't because I've already said that I'd be elsewhere. Oh, can you come help me with this project? No, I can't because I've got work late tonight. You know, I can't. But you see what this means underneath it all. What this means is you are basically saying, I have no control. I have no control over this. Instead, it sounds kind of ruthless, but it makes me think of Phoebe from Friends where she said, oh, I'd come help you, but I just don't want to. That's a more honest answer. If you invite me to come speak and I say, no, I'm going to have to decline this time, again, I can't. If you invite me to come speak, I could say, no. And in truth, most people would be waiting for an explanation. Okay, but why? But why? But you see, nobody has to give an explanation. Nobody deserves that explanation except for my God, but nobody has a right to that. So that means if you're expecting an answer, no, I'm not going to make it to your party tonight. Unless I've already given my word, I don't have to give any explanation to you. And that may seem, again, cold. Mostly what I'm trying to pare this back down to the foundation for is my ownership of my life. You see, one of the greatest things that you could ever arrive at is ownership. A lot of people even think that when I submit my life to God, I say, God, I give you everything. But that's incomplete. I can't give God everything of my life if I haven't first taken ownership of it. What can I give that I haven't possessed? What can I give that I don't have? And so all to say, one of the first things we need to do to mature, to grow into the adults that God has for us to grow into, one of the first things we have to get is ownership of our life. And whenever we say, I can't respond to this, I can't make it to this, I can't give my word for this, that, or the other, basically we need to pull that back, strip that thing off, take ownership of it, and instead say, no, I've already committed to being elsewhere. I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm not going to make it tonight. I still default to saying it, especially in Southern, hospitality culture. But all to say, we need to get back to the point where we are making wholehearted, honest, yes or no decisions with full ownership of it and strip away any excuses that might feel nice to say. I would really enjoy being there, but I'm not going to make it. That's an honest answer. That's ownership. That's not unkind. But we need to get to the point where we can wholeheartedly say yes or no to things, stick to it with all of ourselves behind it. And then when we do, to just let it be. Let it be. And some people are going to bristle at it. Some people are going to have their feathers ruffled over it, but let them be. Because the most important thing for you in your life is to take full ownership of it and walk it out. Walk it out wholeheartedly. Because in the end, you're going to give an account to God for the choices you make. And God's not going to, I can't even imagine looking him in the eye and saying, well, I couldn't do that. That is foolishness. No, I'm not going to look my God in the eye and say, I couldn't do this, that, or the other. Oh, you couldn't expect me to do this. No. because that's not what an adult does. That's not what a mature person does. No, they make choices and they follow through on those choices, because in the end we are going to give an account. So anyway, however you take this, be blessed and walk it out. Make sure you're living your life to the fullest, but it starts by ownership. So take ownership today and let's walk this life out and do it in a pleasing manner to ourselves as well as to God, because those do go hand in hand very much. Even hard decisions that we don't want to make immediately, when we walk it out and it's the right thing, we're pleased in the walking out of it. So bless you, church. I'll see you later.